Hello, Ellen. It's a real honor
Hello.
to speak with you. Your journey, your strengths, and your presence in the ring truly stand out. You represent not just a champion's mindset, but a fighter's heart that inspires people far beyond boxing. Thank you for taking the time. This means a lot.
Thank you so much. I don't know how you pronounce your name, but I'm so grateful, for you to have me in the house. I really appreciate.
My name Andriy, and I author of YouTube channel Boxing on Sundays. And today I have the privilege to introduce a truly powerful and inspiring fighter, Ellen Simwaka, also known as the Tigress. Ellen is,
Yes.
is a professional boxer, a former WBF International Champion, and the current IBF Africa Champion. Her journey through the sport has been built on resilience, discipline, and a relentless will to win. From her early beginnings and a relentless will to win. Before we talk about boxing, I really want to understand where it all began for you. Every great fighter has a story that starts long before the ring. Those early years shapes everything. What was your childhood like? At what kind of environment did you grow up in?
Okay. You already introduced me. My name is Ellen Simwaka, the Tigress. I'm from Malawi. It's a small country, but I was born in Chitipa. Um, I grew up with my grandparents from the age of from the age of 1 year until 12 years old. And my father came to fetch me when I was 13 to go live with my father and my stepmother. Yeah, beginning with my childhood was very rough, and you know, as a girl child, I grew up. My mother got married to another guy after giving birth to me. So after she got married, she had other kids there, and yeah, so she was living another township. So I was left with my grandparents. So my mother, only two women in the family, and the rest were men. And I grew up with men, so it was not an easy journey growing up. And I remember um, my uncle, he used to rape me, but and I used to run away from home because of that. Sorry. Yeah, so I used to run away from home because I wasn't comfortable, really, because it was only me and my uncles, and everyone else was, busy with their things. And I was the only girl child in the house at that time. And so when I tried going to stay with my mother, my stepdad didn't want me. And so it was tough for me to stay there by my mother's side. So I went back to my grandparents until my grandmother passed away. And after my grandmother passed away, it was only me and my grandfather and my uncles. So other uncles left. It was hectic, but yeah. until my father sent my auntie when they came to the site, to the funeral. They said they must fetch me to, but my grandfather didn't want me to go stay with my father because they never paid, you know, like they say, lobola. So I had to stay back until the time my father stood up, said, no, I want my child, you know. Until they took me, I moved with my father, with my stepmother. So I started living, you know, a life that was better. Going to school freely, coming back home, feeling, you know, free for the first time. It felt good, like, yo, it was a good life for me. And I joined the sport because my dad used to play soccer, and I joined the soccer as well. I was playing soccer. I was very fit at that time. And yeah, so after I stayed with my father, you know, start learning the sport, you know, feeling, living a free life. I played in school cricket as well. You know, it was so many sports that, you know, I just got involved myself. And to reach the point that when my father passed away, my auntie, my father's sister, took me into another city. So to that city in Lilongwe, that's where I found friends playing boxing. So my friend said, no, accompany me to training. So I accompanied him. He was a guy. We used to stay. He was our neighborhood. So yeah, I went to accompany him. He started training and said, no, tomorrow you should come, bring your training clothes. I said, really? He said, yeah. So yeah, next day I went there, you know, I started boxing. It was fun, man, like seeing other girls boxing. I was like, wow, so women can box as well. I never knew women can box. So yeah, that was my story life, you know, like growing up as a girl child. I never liked, you know, boys. Um, like I never liked dating. Just some things just happened. Life happens. And I've learned so many things, you know, in families. Like that's why I work so hard to reach to the point that I spend most of my time in the gym because that's where I feel safe. You know, boxing is like my therapy. So whenever I train, whatever I remember, you know, like the hard things that I go through, I know that I can pull through it, you know, I can do it. So this is me. This is Ellen the Tigress. People don't really know about my story. It's a first time talking to you, you know, I don't know why, but I, yeah, I'm so grateful, Andre, you know, for having me in your platform. I really am.
I'm happy to interview you. It's very interesting listen to you. Starting boxing is never easy, especially in the beginning when everything feels new and tough. What was the hardest part when you first started training?
The hardest part was, you know, exercises and sparring. So when I started boxing, I found other girls, they were really good. And I was training, they told me, try sparring. So when I tried sparring, it was hard, you know. I thought twice otherwise, you know, to go back. I said, no, I'm going back to get again to train. Say, really? Are you not scared? I said, no, I'm going back. So I went until I had that thing in me that you can't give up. You know, you need to keep going. And I was a beginner. I didn't know how to punch properly, even how to make a proper fist. So slowly, you know, I started learning, and it was so quick for me to jump in the ring. I think for a month, I already jumped in the ring to fight for my first fight, and I lost. But yeah, that was the hardest part, you know, sparring. you know, the exercises. You know, I never used doing most like lots of exercise because, you know, boxing is mostly cardio. So yeah, that was the hardest part for me.
Every fighter has a coach who plays a huge role in you the most. Coach is an integral part of an athlete's life. Who was your first coach and what did they teach you the most?
Okay, my first coach was Mr. Jobson Adams. He was also a professional boxer. He was very patient with me and he has his hopes in me. He encouraged me. He said, "You can do better. I think you have the potential in you. You've got talent." That's the first thing he told me when I started boxing with him. Yeah.
Sometimes it's not love at first sight. Sometimes
Yeah.
it grows with time. Did you fall in love with boxing immediately or did it take time?
So comparing with the soccer, when I was playing soccer, I wasn't that good in soccer, you know, I was not good. And I was always being left out in soccer. You know, I was not always being chosen to go, you know, and play soccer. They were only taking me maybe on, you know, bench. So when I got to boxing, I saw that I was always, you know, being included. That's the first thing made me feel that I am together with this group, you know, I am included. So I fell in love at a first thing. I said, I'm no longer going to soccer, you know. Yeah, so I think I fell in love with a boxing sport at the first day when I started boxing.
Do you like to watch soccer?
Sometimes, but mostly I do watch boxing, MMA, EFC, but soccer, just, you know, I don't know, I don't have that that feeling for soccer. Yeah, so I don't really watch soccer, but I do follow it though, you know, sometimes.
Who is your favorite soccer team?
Chelsea,
Oh,
yeah.
Chelsea.
Yes, Chelsea,
Oh.
yeah.
The first gym experience is something no fighter ever forgets. What do you remember from your very first training session?
I remember Enele Kwanti. She's also a professional boxer. I remember Shafi Ajib. I remember Alik Mbemba. His name is Alik Justice Mbemba. He's also a professional boxer. Those are the people we started. When I started boxing, I found them already in the sport. So those are the people I remember. And Shafi Ajib, his whole family, they are boxers. And he's the one introduced me in boxing, said, next time come bring your clothes so you can also, your training clothes, you can join us. So those are the people I remember in beginning. And the coach, Mr. Jobson Adams.
Before turning pro, every fighter builds their foundation in the amateurs. How
Yes.
did your amateur career begin?
So my amateur career, I was sorry. So my amateur career, I was my first fight. I lost TKO. It was round 1. My second fight, I lost TKO. Was round 3. The ref stopped the fight. I was doing well the second fight, but my coach said, he was the one who was a referee, said, you know why I stopped the fight? Because I want you to come back next time. You know, that was my second. Those were the fights that I've lost in amateur. Ever since, the rest, I was just winning, knockout, you know. So, yeah, that's how my amateur. I have 30 fights, 2 losses, and the 2 draws. The rest is the wins. Yeah.
How many amateur fights did you have?
I had 30 amateur fights, 30.
What did amateur boxing teach you the most?
Sorry?
What did amateur boxing teach you the most?
Boxing amateur taught me that every fighter has a beginning, you know. The most important is to have amateur experience. When you have the amateur experience, going to the top, you know every hardship, you know every stage. When you get here, when you jump in the ring, you know. So it's very important for every fighter to start beginning with the amateurs, because the amateur, they are foundation to build us.
Which amateur fight had the biggest impact on you?
The fight when I went to fight in Botswana for African Youth Games, yeah, that was the fight that had the big impact on me. And I've never worked so hard in amateur like that fight, the camp that I was. We were 2 females in a camp and 4 males in the national team. So to go representing African Youth Games in Botswana with 54 countries. So it was an honor, you know, to be selected to go for African Youth Games. And that's the best way a fighter, you know, sometimes when you reach in that level, you have to level up your trainings so you can, you know, pull through, you can win. So that was the fight that got me the impact.
Viewers know you as an outstanding professional, but we need to know how it all started. Do you remember your first win? Tell me please about your first win.
Sorry, come again?
Do you remember your first win in amateur?
Yes, I remember my first win in amateur. That was when I went to fight in Leza. I fought someone for a national championship. Yeah, I fought someone from Blantyre and I knocked her out. So that was my first win in amateur.
But losses are just as important. What did your first loss teach you?
My first loss taught me that losses is just the lesson to us. It's not like when you are a boxer, you can't lose. You can lose, but if you lose, it must be a lesson to you, you know, to increase, to see which corners you don't do well, like to fix your mistakes and to get to the right path. That's what I've learned, my lessons from those losses. They taught me, you know, they teach me the lesson that they build me the person, the boxer I am now.
You are great. Well done for not giving up after the first defeat.
Thank you.
Every fighter develops their style early. What kind of style did you have as an amateur? Tell me please about your boxing style.
My boxing style as amateur, I used to throw a lot of punches, and I used to like throwing combos and head movement more. I don't know, whenever a fighter turns pro, your fighting style changes a little bit, but becomes more mature as a pro. But as an amateur, I was like go forward. Like even now I go forward, but sometimes, I calculate. But in amateur, we go for war. So yeah, my style was so aggressive.
At some point, the decision to turn pro appears. When did you realize you wanted to go professional?
Yeah, it was my dream to go to Olympics. That was my whole life dreams when I started boxing. And I never got that opportunity because in Malawi we don't have a lot of funds to send the amateurs in, or in your like Olympics. They don't have money, but it was a difficult one to turn pro, because I really wanted to stay in amateur. I couldn't because I was only walking over, not fighting, but only giving, like, I was given a medal without fighting, just walking because no one wanted to fight me. Everyone was scared in amateur. So I was like, I'm wasting years, man. I'm just sitting, no fight, just training. Then there's another guy, his name was Craig Ronso from Blantyre. He saw me, I was in camp in College of Medicine, in camp with the amateurs to go to Angola. And he said, don't you want to turn pro? I said, I really want to turn pro, but I don't have a manager. I don't have anyone, like to guide me. He said, I want to be your manager. Do you want to turn pro? I said, yes. Then I left the camp. I went to home. We signed the contract, everything. I turned pro. Yeah.
Turning pro is always a big step. Was it difficult decision to turn pro?
Yeah, it was a very difficult decision because I never really wanted to turn pro without going to Olympics. I wanted to have those gold medal for Olympics experience as well. But I didn't have that opportunity. So I just decided to turn pro because it was the best thing to do for me. Yeah.
Amateur boxing and professional are like two different sports. That transition changed everything. What changed the most when you become a professional?
Come again?
What changed the most when you become a professional?
Okay. The most changed when I turned pro because professional, every fight you get paid, and whenever you have a match, you know who you're fighting. So you prepare for that person for a long period of time. And you jump in the ring, you know the person you're fighting, you already calculated what are you gonna do, what you're gonna do. While in amateur, you only face the opponent when you're going for weigh-in or in the fight. You just know you're gonna fight this one at the same moment. While a pro, for a long period. So professional is you know, it's something, that's why I don't know they call professional, because you already know who you're fighting. Yeah.
And your first professional fight, your debut, is the moment where everything becomes real. This battle took place on July 24, 2016 years. How did you feel before your professional debut against Duduzile Kamkwamba?
Yeah, I was a little bit, nervous, but then I thought I've been jumping in the ring for a long time. This is only 4 rounds. We were no longer fighting for 3 rounds anymore. We're going for 4 rounds. So I said to myself, it's only 1 round more. So it's the same thing. Yeah, so I jumped in there. I gave him my everything. I knew that I've been in amateur. I've traveled, up and down. I've fought for championship, for good for fighters. So I can also handle this thing. So, yeah.
A first win sets the tone. What do you remember most from that fight?
Sorry?
What do you remember most from that fight?
I remember me throwing a lot of punches. I don't know, like I just remember me jumping in the ring, throwing a lot of punches, and then I think it was round 3. It was a little bit difficult. I guess out, and then I came back again. Yeah.
Second fight always tests consistency. What did
Yeah.
you learn from the fight against Annalise Nkwandhi? Tell me please about your second fight.
Against the analyst in Quanti, I was scared fighting her, and also because she was in the game for a long time at that time, and I knew she had more experience than me, but I knew that I'm stronger than her because I work very hard at that time, and yeah, I was so happy to share the ring with her because she was an experienced boxer, that she could jab, she knows what to do, and I handled that.
Your momentum starts building. You had 3 victories in a row. 3
Yeah.
victories. Tell me about your training camp before your early fights.
My training camp was always, like hard, because mostly when I train, I don't always wait for my coach. I first push myself before coach coming. So I was always working hard, man. Like whenever I have a fight, I know I am on a mission. I have to work hard. I have to be conditioned. I believe in burning my chest. Run more, running is more cardio exercises. So when I jump in the ring, I don't feel, like insecurity. Like, yo, I didn't do good that training. Will I perform? But I like working, challenging myself. So that's why I had a victory in the beginnings. Like, yeah.
In the fight versus Diana Makumbe, in the third fight, there was a beautiful knockout. Is
Mm.
this a homemade preparation?
Yes, the fight against Diana Makumbe. So my manager organized a camp. She's from Zimbabwe, and she was also a legend. But at that time, she was a very good boxer. And when they said you fighting Diana Makumbe, you know, international, I was like, yo, yeah, it's getting there. So I was in camp. I was very focused, nothing to disturb me. And day fight, I came, we made weight. So in round 1, I threw punches. Round 2, I threw more punches. I knew she couldn't handle it. So the ref stopped the fight. That's how I defeated Diana Makumbe. But through hard work, sweat, you know, so yeah.
Your professional career is very interesting. Many would break down in your place, but you didn't give up. I will admire you. Early setbacks shape champions. What went wrong in the loss to Barbara Banda?
Okay, here it comes. So the camp was fine, everything was fine. But Barbara Banda, she's a player soccer. If you say you Google her, she plays soccer. She's a professional soccer from Zambia. I don't know, she's in America or or Australia right now, but I don't know. She's like a man, you know. I'm not giving excuse on that, but like I felt her punches were different, man. So we fought in Zimbabwe. That was also my international fight. We fought in Zimbabwe. I remember they offered me $750. You know, at that time it was a better money for me, you know, my earnings. And yeah, I stood my ground. I fought round 1, round 2. I was doing well. But I just told myself, no, let me save myself. I just told coach, no, coach, the punches are too much. And at that time, comparing and now, I can still fight her. You know, I was immature, you know, when I fought her, and my mind was not strong enough. But now I spar boys in our gym. They are boys world champions. So I can feel the punches. Just that I just wanted to save myself, you know, because the punches were hard. Yeah, so I told coach, no, I don't want to say, no, you're doing good. I said, no, coach, I don't want to hit myself. We were going for 6 rounds, and I told my coach in round number 4. Yeah.
Comebacks define fighters. How did you recover mentally after that loss? Tell me please about your recover mentally.
Yeah, that loss, I recovered mentally because my mind was not like I was losing. My mind was just like I can get hurt, you know. Yeah, so I recovered. When I went back home, you know, I rested. Then my coach called me. We had a meeting. He said, you know what? You need to start working hard because you see, these girls, they work hard. I said, yeah, coach. So we had a meeting. I had back. Coach, he motivated me. And yeah, so I get back on the track again. Yeah.
Your comeback.
But I felt when I boxed here, I felt the punches were like, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, it's too much, man. Yeah, so I was like, no, man, let me leave this one for now. Yeah. Mhm.
Your comeback versus
Yeah.
Ndao Chirimba was great. Knockout in the first round. Was it important to return by knockout?
Yeah, I fought in Dauchirim, but I don't know which year, but you know, all my fights I've been fighting, and when I saw her, I said, you know, I need to come back. Yeah, I need another win. My manager said, you need a win now, this fight, you need a win. So I worked hard, we trained, we fought. I was not really well. I remember that fight. And in round 1, we were boxing, and I don't know, something was here on my head. It was hurting me. So I wanted to cancel the fight, and then I said, no, I won't cancel the fight. I'm gonna fight here. But when I was fighting, I saw she hit me here, and then I felt like, yo, she's gonna hit that thing. Then I got angry. I said, let me just finish the fight now, so I don't go to a distance. I can go rest my. So that's how I knocked in Shirimba. Yeah.
The bright page in your career is a trilogy against Simangele Hadebe.
Okay.
In modern boxing, trilogy is very interesting. Tell me please about its trilogy.
The fight against Simangele Hadebe, it was a replacement for someone else. She's supposed to fight Melissa Miller, and they told me she pulled out. And all the way from Malawi, I came in South Africa to fight someone else, my fight, to fight Sharadin Fontaine. They said the promoter has been suspended. He can't sanction the fight. So now my fight cancelled. I was resting home. So I said, let me train a little bit. Maybe I don't know when I'm going back home. And I started training again. And on our way home, my coach, he got a call saying, we have, you have that girl supposed to fight in East London. Can she make bantamweight? So my coach said, yes, she's here with me in the car. She's coming from training, but yes, she can make bantamweight. They say this lady pulled out. So that's how I got in as a replacement that fight. And I fought that fight. I won that fight. I don't know how the referee or the judges announced it, but the scorecard said Ellen Simwaka won the fight. But I don't know how the ring announcer announced it as Simangele Hadebe won. So that's how it was. But I never lose that fight. Even they took me to SABC Sports for interview for that fight. And I remember the guy for SABC said, Simwaka won this fight. Yeah, so I took it as it is. I just let it go.
Simangele Hadebe has shown incredible resilience and determination throughout her professional boxing career. Despite facing early setbacks and split decision, she never lost focus on her ultimate goal. Her journey through the flyweight and bantamweight division is a testament to her hard work and grit in the ring. The fight of June 30, 2018 marked a significant turning point in her path to becoming a recognized champion. It was a night where her talent and preparation finally met the perfect opportunity. And tell me please about, looking back at your victory, that fight when you felt the WBF International Bantam title was finally within your grasp, and how did that achievement change your mindset for future world title bouts?
Yeah, I fought against Mangere. It was in May for ABU 10 rounds. And I thought I won that fight. But the judges, because it's not my home ground here in South Africa, they said it draw. Again, they gave me for WBF International, June, my birthday month. And I said I have to get myself a birthday present here. And also going on point, they were always robbing me, saying draw if I go on point distance. So I worked hard for that fight. I was sparring the boys in our gym. I was my nose bleeding, but I never bleed in the fight. I always bleed in the gym, but when I jump in the fight, I've never seen me bleeding unless it's a cut. So I fought Smangere with my whole heart, you know, wanting that belt. So I knocked her in round 7. Yeah.
You have completed the trilogy beautifully. I don't think anyone has any doubts about who won this trilogy. Tell me, this is the best page in your career?
Yeah, this is my best page in my career because, you know, as a boxer, when we achieve something, you know, it's an honor. And also it reminds us who we are, like what we work for. Yeah, so it means a lot.
What a feeling! Finally, after so many years of boxing, win the WBF International belt.
Sorry?
What a feeling! Finally, after so many years of boxing, win the WBF International belt.
It was a beautiful feeling, you know, being a champion, holding belts. I still have my belt here, you know, like I have my IBF, I have my WBF. So it's an honor, man. It's a blessing, you know. Those are the things that we work for history, you know, in our lives. One day my kids will say, my mom was a boxer. This is what she achieved, you know. Yeah, so I'm so proud of myself, man, like where I am now. It's not an easy journey, but look where I am. It's a blessing.
What motivates you every day?
Sorry?
What motivates you every day?
What motivates me every day is God by my side and my daughter, my mother, you know, my sister Adija Mimu. These people, they motivate me, you know, to work more hard. And life itself, you know, for myself, for the Ellen I was before and for Ellen I am now, I think it's a blessing, man. Like there's a big difference, you know. Like I was that kind of a child. Boxing gave me confidence. I was that kind of a child sitting on the corner, you know. Like whenever I see like maybe people they are laughing at me, you know, maybe I'm not, maybe I haven't dressed nice. But now I don't care, you know, like I just want to live my own life. Like I just want to be happy. Um, that's what motivates me. As long as I am happy, you know, life it's ups and downs, but we cherish the moment, we live in the moment. So, and I thank God for that, you know, for giving me strength and always protecting me and guiding me to the right path. I am so grateful to God.
Tell me please about the preparation of the fight for the title of world champion against Bukive Nonina. Tell me please about your training camp.
My training camp with Bukiwe Nonina, it was hectic, and I've never trained so hard like that fight. I gave my everything. The camp was good, no distractions, nothing, everything. The sponsors, like I was so focused.
What do you think went wrong in this fight?
Um, I think I won the fight, and even the WBF president himself, he said to me, I don't know why they scored the cards like this, but I thought you won the fight. And me knowing that I'm fighting in her home country, it was a big challenge for me. The only thing to win away is a knockout. That's when they can give you a win. And when I asked for a rematch, they refused. They never wanted to give me. So, man, it was just a big challenge for me, to knock her out, because knowing she's a strong boxer as well. You can't always knock someone. You can also win by points, but they never gave me the points. So we learn, we learn through those things. Yeah.
And the defeat is painful, but you won't give up. I believe in you. You will become a world champion.
Thank you so much. I will become, and I am fighting for a world title. It's not my weight category, but I took the fight because I believe in me that I can take that belt. I'm fighting on 9th May for a world title, and I'm gonna win that belt. And that's a dream for me. That's a dream come true. Yeah.
Fight focus. Kristen Fraser. Fight in Great Britain. This one of those fights that test not just your physical ability, but your mindset and composure under pressure. Every opponent brings something different, and this fight clearly had its own challenges. What was your expectations going into the fight against Kristen Fraser?
The fight against Kristen Fraser, I trained so well, everything was good. We traveled to UK. Wayne went well. The only thing I didn't like, it was they were unfair, like I jump in the ring, we fighting. When I'm about to knock Kristen Fraser, the referee comes, he stops it. We fighting. When I'm about to knock her, the referee comes, he stops it. So I got angry, man. I don't know. I regret making that decision big time. Always, I regretted big time when after that fight, when I'm in the flight going back home, I was thinking that thing. I said, why did I give up? Because I was angry, because of the ref. I got angry, and then I said, I don't want to go anymore. But they thought they stopped me because of a body shot. It wasn't like that. It was when the ref was protecting her, when it's my opportunity to, because my mind was, I must knock her out. And when I do that, that's when I can win, because on point, I don't think I can win here. This is not my country. So I wanted to win by knockout. And when the ref was protecting her, I just said, Then when I gave up and the guys were judging, they said, they were sending me messages on Facebook. Why did you give up, Ellen? Look, the points, you were winning the fight. I said, what? I got angry about myself, but anyway, there's nothing I can do. The do has been done already, so let's move forward from here. I was rated in a very good rating, and my rating just went down, and I had to fight to get to the top again. But anyway, it's a sport. Those are the things we meet in the sport. So yeah.
Was the referee Sean Messer bad in that fight?
Yeah, the ref was very bad because we are boxing. I'm using angles, I'm punching, the referee is coming, is stopping. But when she is doing that to me, they are not stopping. But I am punching her, I am in my moment that maybe I might knock her out. Then the ref comes and stop the fight. So I just said, they don't want us to fight here. Maybe they want her to win. So let me just leave the fight. But that was a stupid decision that I made that day, because I wouldn't have done like that, and I will never do that again. Yeah.
I agree with you. Sean Messer is stupid referee. Home judgment, poorly British judgment. There is
Yeah.
always a bad judgment in Britain. Ukrainians were very much condemned. And I wanna talk about your fights versus Sharandane Fortune. Tell me please about this fight against Sharadane Fortune in 2022 years.
So this fight against Sharadine Fontaine in East London in South Africa, again, we are back. And I went to fight in East London, and I fought 8 rounds. I beat her. The judges decided to give her the win, but she didn't deserve it. So she won the fight. All my losses, most of people, when they call me to go fight overseas, they think those losses are just losses. They don't know how I performed, they don't know how I went. So that's why when I fought Sharadin, I won the fight. When I fought Bukiwe Nonin, I won that fight. When I fought Smangere Hadebe, they said draw, I won the fight. Another one, they said loss, I won the fight. But it's a record, telling, all the stories that are lost. And they know it. And if I call you for a rematch, you start, you ducking. So, yeah, I lost the fight against Sharadini Ponchuni.
This was the moment every fighter dreams about, fighting not just for victory, but for a title. All the sacrifices, all the hard work, everything leads to nights like this. The pressure is different, the energy is different, and the stakes are their highest. What did it mean to you to fight for the IBF Africa title that night?
It was a dream coming true, because I've been given so many opportunities that I didn't grab the belt. And it was also my opportunity to pay a revenge that I got robbed. So they called her to Johannesburg, not in her home country, in her hometown. We fought here in Johannesburg. The camp, the preparations, everything went well. And she was fit, super fit, comparing to the fight that we fought. So the fight was so hot. I knocked her down twice in different rounds. And I won the fight, but they still said split. But I knocked, including knockdowns. She was always fighting in the back foot. They still said split decision, but I knocked her down, with the knockdown. But I said, it's fine. As long as I win, I'm happy. So I was very happy, and my dreams came true, having a IBF world title. Africa. It was so nice, man. Like, it's a dream come true.
A split decision fights is always intense. It shows how close and competitive the battle was. Every round matters, every second counts. Did you feel during the fight that it was very close and could go either way?
The fight was not very close, because she was only trying also to survive, because I was only, going forward. She was holding. So it was not even like a way of saying split decision, but because the judges were only South Africans, and mostly if it's like that, it's very difficult for them, to just give you a win. Yeah, so, but anyway, I won, so I didn't even think about the split, what, I just said, as long as I won. Yeah.
What was going through your mind while waiting for the judge's decision?
I knew I won the fight before even the judge's decision, because seeing the way I performed that night, that was my best performance, and her as well, it was her best performance because she was super fit. The fight was on fire, went for a distance. Yeah. Yeah, so I already knew that I won the fight. So I wasn't worried about the judges, or I was just listening the results, but I knew that why are they saying split, because I knocked her down twice. But anyway, it's a sport. It is what it is, We can't reverse that.
Going into the IBO World Super Bantam title fight, what was your strategy to overcome Miyamoto undefeated record on her home turf?
Yeah, for me, I was preparing for skills, because I knew she doesn't have more skills than I do. And that's why I worked hard on skills more, techniques. That's what I was working hard for. I knew that she just comes forward, she punches hard, she hits hard, but she comes forward. But me, I'm going to control her. That was my strategy of that fight.
After 10 hard-fought rounds for a world title, what do you feel was the deciding factor in the judges' unanimous decision?
Unanimous decision, I disagree. At least they should have said split. But anyway, she was a champion, so they wanted to give a champion. But if you mostly go watch the fight, you could see the fight is on YouTube. You could see, how I worked hard. If you see the punches, mostly did not land. But anyway, she was a champion. I went to New Zealand to fight in her home country, her home background. I was the underdog. So it's always difficult, for the underdog. And it was also not my weight. But I took the fight because, I stayed a long time without fight. So I just said, let me go fight, because I will end up this year no fight again. Yeah.
You did a great job, and I wanna to talk about your last fight, comeback fight after 2 losses versus Rivei Madondo. Coming into this fight, you were coming of 2 tough losses. That's a moment that defines fighters. Either it breaks you or it builds something stronger. Mentally, this one of the hardest situations in boxing. How difficult was it mentally to step into the ring after 2 consecutive losses?
Yeah, it's as long as you believe in yourself, everything is possible when you believe in yourself and also in your hard work, So that's what made me to win. Believe in yourself, hard work, discipline, dedication. That's what made me, to overcome and win those challenges. Yeah.
This fight wasn't about winning. It was about proving to yourself that you are
Yes.
still at a championship level. It's about confidence, identity, and belief. Did you feel extra pressure to prove yourself in the fight against Rivaya Madondo?
Yeah, I was very much under pressure because I knew I needed that win badly, to get back to the ratings because I was inactive and I needed that win so bad. That's why I gave my everything, to win the fight. Yeah, I was very under pressure because when you haven't fought for a while and you fight, you lose, and you need to get back to the track. So what you want to win or you want to go back, So I wanted to win. That's why I worked hard and I won that fight.
And this fight, I want to talk about your fight versus Bernine Ferreira. Bernine Ferreira.
Benis, yes.
May 9 is not just another day for us Ukrainians.
Yeah.
It's a historic day, a symbol of victory in World War II, a day that represents strength, sacrifice, and overcoming the darkest moment in history. And now for you, it becomes a night where you can create your own story. Knowing the meaning of this day, does it give you an extra emotional motivation going into the fight?
Yes, so Benici Ferreira was supposed to fight my sister. I came in as a replacement because of some personal issues. So yeah, it brings me the emotional side because I have to do this for my sister. She was the one supposed to fight Benice, and she was gonna win that fight. She was gonna take that belt. So instead, now it's me. So I'm going to do it for her. I'm gonna go out there and win that belt and give it to Adija, to my sister, that belt. And I promised to myself that I'm gonna win that belt. I'm taking it back home to Malawi. I want to go and show my people that women can box.
What kind of version of yourself will we see in the ring on May 9?
People must expect to see the different Ellen, People always see me, like, here is Ellen, here, she's always working hard. They don't know the other side of story of my life, or because we always show up strong every day, They don't know we can cry as well, but yeah. May 9, come all in numbers and stay tuned. If there is a link, I'm gonna send a link. You're going to watch the fight, witness when I grab that belt, because it's my dream to win a world title, and this is my opportunity. I can't lose this opportunity.
Every fighter has a message they want to send before stepping into a big fight. Sometimes it's not even about words. It's about presence and energy. What message do you want to send to your opponent before the fight?
Okay, the message I want to send to my opponent, she doesn't know me. She thinks she knows me because her last fight, I was the one helping her sparring. So this is not a sparring, it's a fight. There is no negotiating in there, or there is no, I need to breathe. No, we're gonna go. You get tired, you fucked up. I'm gonna grab that belt, whether you like it or not, because I've been working so hard for that, you know, for the opportunities like this. And she must know that she doesn't know me. Yeah. She know I don't joke when I jump in the ring. You know, I do not joke. So I'm coming for you, Bernice Ferreira. I'm coming.
We talked about your battles, your journey, your mindset, and your goals. But behind every fighter, there is also a person with their own tests, emotions, and inspiration outside the ring. Sometimes movies can reflect who we are or even motivate us in unexpected ways. And my last question: what is your favorite movie and why does it mean something special to you?
My favorite movie is An Overcomer, you know. That movie, it motivates me, you know, it gives me, you know, the courage. It builds my mind to be even more stronger, that everything is possible, you know. You know, when that girl was struggling with asthma and she still worked hard and went through, she pulled through and she won, you know. So yeah, it's a very beautiful movie and I love that movie. And also, yeah, so that's it.
And finally, every fighter leaves a message, something real, something honest, something from the heart. This is your moment. What is your final message to everyone who believes in you and supports your journey?
First of all, I want to thank you, Andre, for having me. I am so, so grateful from my heart. And I want to thank um, my father for bringing me, you know, for bringing me up, for showing me the right path, you know, to do the sport. And I want to thank all my fans from back home, Malawi, and here in South Africa. I have a lot of fans that loves me, that believes in me, and I promise you on 9th May, that belt, I'm gonna hold it with my hands. I'm gonna take it. And I wanna thank each and everyone who has been in my corner, my coach trainer Vusim Toro, my coach Jobson Adams, beginning of my career, my coach CK, my coach Danny Dupree, the strength and conditioning coach. He is the best coach, man. When I'm going there, I feel like, yo, I'm going to die. But I still finish the session and he'll say, I'm proud of you, Ellie. You've worked so hard. You know, he said to me, you're gonna beat that woman. I know you're strong. I know you're stronger than her. You know, so this is something. There are people out there who believes in me, and I am so, so grateful for that. And I wanna thank God for giving me strength, for guiding me, protecting me, keeping me in the right path. You know, God is the only one that always I talk to. When I kneel down, I talk to God. I ask God, I wake up today, you know, give me strength. I don't have anything else in me left, but guide me, show me where to start. So I thank God for everything, you know, like for my life, where I am, where I was. It's a blessing and I am a testimony. And I will continue to inspire the young girls that are out there, you know. Andre, I am grateful. Thanks. God bless you.
Ellen, thank you so much for this interview. It truly means a lot to me and to everyone watching. Your story, your strengths, and your mentality are incredibly inspiring. Here in Ukraine, May 9 has long been remembered as a day of victory in World War II, a symbol of resilience, courage, and overcoming the hardest battles. And in
Yeah.
that spirit, we are supporting you. We are with
Thank
you.
you so much.
We believe in you, and I
Thank
truly
you.
wish you to step into that ring on May 9 and claim your own victory. Thank you again for your time, your
Thank you.
honesty, and your warrior spirit. Respect. I respect you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you and we have a blessed Sunday.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Allah bless you.